Hello, and welcome to another live chapter reading of Priscida Finds Greatness in Herself and in Others by Constance Mays, as presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Alley Cat. With a fancy name like Priscida, you might be thinking I was born in a well-thought-of place. Well, you would be wrong. I was born and raised in an alley in a rough part of town. I'm a survivor. I had to scrape my way through each day just to get enough food to stay alive. And in case you might be wondering how I got such a highly respected name as Priscida, I'll tell you. There's Priscida. Caught. One sunny day, I was rambling through the trash, hunting for lunch. A huge dog decided I was in his territory and started chasing me. No problem. I'm great on my feet. I was running away from the dog when out of nowhere, someone appeared with a net and grabbed that dog and me. We were put inside a van and taken to an animal shelter. Here's the dog. Sheltered. At the animal shelter, I was put in a room and given food and water. Several people checked me out to be sure I was not hurt. Since I did not have a tag or collar, I had no name. They were curious about how such an elegant cat could be running wild on the streets. Rescued. They told me I had class, beauty, and was a smart. A classy chassis. Well, I can't argue with that. So they named me Priscida. I like that name. It fits me to a T. While at the shelter, people came to talk to me and I would purr to them. After a few days, a family scooped me up and took me home with them. I was rescued. I really like being a part of this loving family. My family gives me lots of love and attention. I feel like I belong here. They are great. Being rescued is great. Reading. Another great thing that has happened to me is reading. I had learned to read when I was an alley cat hunting for my food. That way I can tell when a word like tuna was printed on a can. And ta-da! My family has these wonderful things called books. I love reading them. With books, I can imagine being anyone, going anywhere, doing just about anything and meeting lots of great people. I can even imagine being great. Perseverance. I especially love reading about people who make the world a better place. My favorite word is perseverance. All the champions I read about had perseverance. They were able to stay focused on their goals. I think of that as stick-to-it thinking. Bathing. A great thing my family does is give me a bath. I call it my spa day. I like the water really warm. If it's cold, I yell. Then they fix it. It's been said that cats don't like baths. That's a total myth. I love them. Baths make me smell great too. Riding. Because cats are thought to be so nimble, my family gave me a bicycle. This led to one of my greatest mishaps. I was less than thrilled that they expected me, the bookworm, to ride a bike. But I tried. I persevered. As I was riding along, the front wheel of my bike hit a tree root, and over the handles I flew. Boom! I landed on my leg. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Broken. My leg hurt a lot. I could not move it without pain. I was taken to the animal hospital, where a kind veterinarian worked on my broken leg. For a few weeks, I hobbled around with this bulky cast on my leg. The bones healed. I gave my bike to a friend to enjoy. I'd rather read a good book, take a nap, or snuggle lovingly with my family. That's what makes me feel great. Granny love. My family's granny lives next door. I fell in love with Granny at first sight. She is gentle, funny, and loves to give me massages. I purr and purr for her. Granny always smells good, too. She makes special treats for me. That's a loving thing to do. Treats. My favorite treat from Granny is a biscuit with a hole in it. She first bakes a pan of biscuits. She picks one out for me. She makes a hole in it with her finger and pours honey or molasses in it. It is so delicious. Traveling. Since I am such a well-behaved member of the family, Granny takes me with her on trips. We ride to the train to a big city to visit another family member. They have a big watchdog, but he always stays outside. Whew, I'm grateful for that. Lost and found. On one of our trips, I got lost while Granny was napping. I was hungry. I could smell something delicious. So, being curious, I jumped down from our seat. I scurried through the train car door when it opened. I was in a place with lots of good smells. It is called the dining car. I sniffed around. It reminded me of my alley cat days. I went hunting for food. When I'd finished, I wanted to get back to Granny. I went out one door, then the next door, then the next, while trying to find my way back to Granny. I was lost. Finally, this man called a conductor took me back to my Granny. He was a great man. I was so happy to be back to where I was loved. Thinking. With all my reading and traveling, I'm thinking about what it would be like to be great. I'm not sure how to be great. Most of the great people I read about do something amazing. I'm just Priscida with no special skills, but I want to be great. Maybe if I could meet someone great, they would help me. But who? I could be a writer, but I'm not creative. Scratch that. Pun intended. So maybe a rock star? But I don't sing well or play an instrument. Scratch that. Maybe a tennis star, but I'm not an athlete. Scratch that. So I'm running out of ideas. What can I do to make me great and the world better? Out of the bag. How can I be great? Sometimes when I am trying to solve a problem, I do something fun. It helps me think more clearly. One of my favorite things to do is get inside a bag or box and jump out. As I play, I'm struck with the thought of what a lucky cat I am. I am loved by my family. I have many people in my life to love and care for me. Isn't that great? Great. Great defined. All of a sudden, I figured out what great really is. Great isn't defined by money or popularity or stuff. It's about love. It's about being loved by great people and by loving people. I already have great people in my life. I am the result of greatness. Me, Priscida, I am great, and I can be great to others. Getting greater. Since I am great, how can I be greater? I can be greater by showing greatness to others. But how? Giving love leads to greatness. My heart is big enough to love a lot. I want to see more greatness in people I know, love, and meet. I will show them now. No time like the present. Greatness has a way of growing. So I will start by making a list of how I can show greatness. I can show love, purr more, listen more, share fun, snuggle. Meow. I love lists. Staying great. How can I stay great? I can remind myself to be great every day. I will say to myself, Priscida, you are great. Go be great today. I'll do this while I brush my teeth each morning. Do it. Greatness is contagious. With my list, I'm off to pursue and give greatness. I've learned that small acts of love lead to great things. How about you? What can you do to be great? Remember the secret. Being great is knowing you are great. Okay, one last thing. Right now, take one of your hands and put it on your opposite shoulder. Now pat your shoulder gently, a few times. There. You've given yourself a pat on the back because you are great. Keep it going and feline great. The end. Hope you enjoyed the chapter reading. Have a good night.